ClassTrack.com, making work easier.
In this tutorial, we will learn how to add a batch and mark the attendance of students. Simply go to ClassTrack.com and log in with your credentials. When you log in, you will see the dashboard, and it will show you the current date's batches. Now go to the left panel of the screen and click the Batch menu, and click on the Add Batch button. First, you have to select the program from drop-down list. Select the intake semester. And select a course from the list of courses related to the particular program. Next, select the days on which this batch is held. Next, add assessment date from the calendar. You can see that total hours are pre-filled. These hours are course hours, but you can also change this manually. You can also add the break time and maximum allowed seats. Select the start time of batch. Now select the end time of batch. Please note that the end time must always be greater than the start time. To add the venue of batch, you can select from previously added venues given in the drop-down list, or you can tick the Add New Venue checkbox and add your new venue manually. You can also decide if the teacher availability, venue availability or student availability is checked by checking or unchecking the corresponding boxes. You can tick the Is Full-Time checkbox to let others know if the batch is for full-time or for part-time students. You can select the student sort order and month-wise view preferences and decide if this batch is a perpetual batch. Reset timings is for later if you want to revert to the original settings for the batch. You can also add your batch location by click on its drop-down list, and finally, you can click on the Save button. And you can see that your batch is successfully added. Now, wait for it to load the attendance screen. You can see the complete details of batch, and you must know that you can update various settings given in gray color. You can update the batch's location, max seats or full-time/part-time info by clicking on it and selecting your option. Just click on the tick to save the changes. Now we will discuss how to update the batch timings. ClassTrack.com gives you the flexibility to set a timing pattern for the days of the batch. Click on the Timings blue button on the top. You can see the days of the batch. From this, you can modify the timings for each day and it will be set for all the weeks of the batch. Click on the Start Time or End Time and change the timing for a particular day. Now click on the Modify button, and the timing of this day will be changed, along with the hours. If you want to change anything in your batch, click on the Modify button on the right corner. Then you can change anything that you want to change and click on the Save button. Please note, it's not recommended to remove the days after attendance has been marked on those days of the week. Always remove the attendance for those days before deleting them from the batch. Batch will be update, so wait for it to load the attendance screen. You can see the overall description of the batch on the top. Here you can see that the current date is shown in the first column. This is for your convenience only, so that you can have the current date available for marking the attendance. It will go back to its usual sequence after you mark the attendance and refresh the screen. Now, let us see what these purple buttons are for. ClassTrack.com has a unique accessibility feature which automatically speaks the student names while taking attendance. Click on the microphone button on the first left corner and enable it. Then, start
Test.
taking attendance.
Enabled.
Next, if you want to reload the attendance report, click on the Reload button next to the mic button. It will reload your complete report. If you want to download your attendance report for signing and submission, simply click on the purple Download button which is shaped like a downward arrow. It will download your complete attendance report. Now we will learn how to add an extra day in your batch. Just click on the Add Day button on the top. Select the date which you want to add. A small confirmation pop-up will come. just click on the OK button, and wait for it load the attendance screen. You will see, the day that you added will show in blue color. Now if you want to add assessment in your batch, click on the assessment button on the top. Now enter the duration. If you are not sure, just enter 1 in the hours and nothing in minutes. Enter the weightage. Assessment type. Assessment date. Assessment time. And maximum marks. The minimum marks are auto-calculated based on pass percentage set by your college. Finally, click the Save button. Wait for it to load the attendance screen and you will see that the assessment will be added under the Student Evaluation section, on the right. You can also drag and drop this area, and if you want to reset its position, click on the Reset Position button on the top left corner on the logo of your college. Here you can see the added assessment. If you want to modify any assessment, click on its name, make changes and click on the Save button. Assessment will be updated and the attendance screen will be reloaded. Click on the I button on the right corner of Student Evaluation to see more details like GPA, grades and result. You may need to expand this block by dragging, and if you want to reset it again, click on the Reset Position button on the top left corner. Now we will learn how to add students in your batch. If you want to add students manually, you can click on the Import button and paste or write the student numbers and student names in this area and click on the Run Copy and Paste Importer button. If you want to add existing students, click on the Add Existing Students button and select the students that you want to add by typing their name or number and clicking on the Save button. Please wait for it to load the attendance screen. You can see the students are successfully added in the batch. There is also another way to add students. Click the Add Existing Students button, below the students list. You can add the multiple students from the Select Students drop-down or typing their names or student number. And click the Save button. Now please wait for it to load the attendance screen. Here you can see that students are successfully added in this batch. Now if you want to see the total number of hours spent by student in the batch, click on the Hours Display button next to the Import button. Here you can see that total number of hours spent by every student in the batch are displayed in each cell. If you want to see your attendance report month-wise, then click the Month-wise button on the top and wait for it to load the attendance screen. You can see, it is loaded as per the current month. You can filter the months by click on Month drop-down, and it will show you the attendance of that particular month. And if you want to change the month view to full view, click on the Full View button and wait for it to load it. Now you can see the attendance in full view again, which shows all the days of the batch. Click the Legends button the top right corner. You can see here that P stands for present, A stands for absent, PLE stands for left early, PJL stands for joined late, PAL stands for arrived late, DO stands for dropout, and yellow marker symbol stands for ready to mark attendance. Now you can see that it will always show you the current date with yellow marker. If you click on the month or its date, it will show you the dialog having lots of option. You can update the hours delivered and click the Submit button. A small confirmation pop-up will come and click the OK button. Hours will be updated and wait for it to load the screen. If the attendance has been already marked for a day, then you cannot mark it as a holiday. If you want to see this, click the day with yellow marker. Click the holiday button and here you can see the above message that you cannot mark it as a holiday because it's already marked for this day. Now we will learn how to mark attendance of a student. click on the yellow marker of a student, a small pop-up will come. Here you can see options like present, absent, arrived late and left early. If you want to mark present, then click on PR option, you will see the attendance will be updated. If you want to add some comments for this student, then enter it in the comments box and click the submit button and wait for to load it. You can press the up and down keys of your keyboard and press the P or A buttons on your keyboard and wait for it to update. Comments are indicated by a small comments button at the right corner. Click the attendance. You can update student's name, student number from it. In this way you can mark attendance of every student in your batch. If you marked arrived late for any student, then you have to select the in time of the student and click the save button and wait for it to load. So, this is how you can easily mark attendance of every student in your batch. Now we will learn how to mark a holiday, all present or all absent for any day for all the students together. Click on any date. A small pop-up is shown with all the possible functions. If you want to mark a holiday for the day, click on the holiday button and wait for it to update. Here you can see, the date is marked as a holiday and rest of the hours are moved ahead. Now, if you want to remove this holiday, then click on the same day, and click the remove holiday button and wait for it to update. You can see the holiday is removed for that day. If you want to start marking attendance for the day, then open the same pop-up and click the Mark Attendance button. Now you can see the yellow markers on the day for every student. The same way you can mark present for every student of the batch by clicking on the All Present button. Please wait for it to load the attendance screen. Here you can see that every student of this batch is marked as present. If you want to reset attendance for the day, then open the pop-up and click on the Reset All button and wait for it to load the attendance. Here you can see that the attendance has been deleted. So, this is how you can easily use all these options to mark an attendance. Now click on the student name. A small pop-up with student details will be shown. You can update the name and it will change in all the records of that student, so be careful. If you want to give a student background color, then click on the gray box and choose any color from it and click the OK button. You can see that background color is updated for the student. Allowed hours means, student is allowed to attend these hours in this batch. Once this time is complete, the school admin and teacher will be notified. You can also add the programs and intake for this student by clicking on the Add button and select Program and Intake and wait for it to load the attendance. If you want to see how many hours or % of the total batch has been attended by the student, you can see this box which shows all this info. Mark present for another day and wait for it to load the attendance. You can see that this student attended the batch for 4 hours and its total attended hours are also 4 hours. Now click the notification button on the top. Here you can see that you are notified that this student has completed his attended hours. If a student drops out, click on the student name and click on the dropout button and wait for it to load the attendance screen. Now you can see that this student is dropped out for the remaining days. You can also remove it by clicking on the Remove Dropout button. Here you can see that dropped out student will not have an attendance. You can also see the profile of student by click on the View Profile button. Here you can see the student's profile with courses. Enrollments, mark sheet, and batches. You can also view the courses by clicking on the icon on the right corner. If you want to give marks of an assessment, then click on the cell for the first student and enter the marks and press Enter of your keyboard. You can see marks will be updated and next student is shown. If you want to give remarks to a particular student, then enter your remarks in Remarks box and press the Enter. This is how you can give marks and add remarks to every student of this assessment. Now we will learn how to delete existing students in the batch. Select the students which you want to delete. Click the Delete button on the top and click the OK button on the warning. The student is deleted only from this batch. So, this is how you can easily add your batch and use the attendance module on ClassTrack.com. Please visit our YouTube channel and see other tutorials. Or simply click on the tutorial button on the top menu of your screen. Thank you for using ClassTrack.com.